This is just a very simple guide on how to stitch your initial on your stocking. So we're going to use a chain stitch here, and for your initial we're going to go through the center of the initial letter. So don't worry about stitching up the left side or the right side or where do I put my chain stitch. We're just going to go straight through the center. So we're going to go in with our chain stitch. Now we have lots of tutorials on how to do the chain stitch on our YouTube channel, so if you want something that's a little bit more detailed or this is your first time chain stitching, I would definitely head over there and have a look at those more detailed chain stitch tutorials. So we're just going to pop our needle back down through that first chain, coming up about 0.5 centimeter to 1 centimeter in space, and we're just going to wrap that yarn around and pull it through. And we're going to continue like this all the way until we get to the top. And once we get to the top section here, we're just going to anchor that down with a stitch. I'm going to remove the yarn from my needle and I'm going to rethread some yarn, and we're just going to do this section here. And we're just going to tuck that into that final stage there. Now let me just flip over and show you how we're going to tie off. So I've got these two little starting threads here. We're just going to tie those together into a triple knot. Each initial is going to look slightly different, but if you have two tails that are nicely together, just tie them together in a triple knot and snip away any excess ends. And once we've done that, I'm just going to pick up my threaded needle and I'm just going to weave it through my work to bring these two tails together so that my starting tail and my threaded needle can now be tied together in a triple knot. Next, I'm going to rethread on some more yarn and we're just going to complete this letter B. Once I've finished there and anchored down that last stitch, I can tie those two ends underneath together in a triple knot. Now you can leave your initial like that, or you can create this gorgeous little candy cane look. I do have a tutorial on how to do this, but if you are not a beginner, you're simply just going to thread on some white yarn, and we're just going to take the back end of our needle and thread it through every single chain that we just created. Once you get to the end, you can anchor it down and you can tie off again in a triple knot. This is such a gorgeous look, and I think it really gives that festive vibe. And once you're at the end, you're just going to anchor down your last stitch and then you can tie off underneath as you have been doing. And to remove your stick and stitch, you're going to heavily soak it underneath the tap. You might need to use your finger just to rub away some of the stabilizer. Once it's all removed, you can just flat lay to dry and then you are all good to go. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and happy stitching.